Have you ever realized that everything that exists in the world first started as an idea? Every building, every business, every invention, every fortune, all began in someone's imagination. In Chapter 5 of Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill reveals that imagination is the workshop of the mind. It is where all plans are created. It is where desire takes shape, where thoughts become organized into reality. Hill explains that imagination is the key to transforming desire into money, into success, into tangible achievement. The mind has two types of imagination. The first is synthetic imagination. This is when you arrange old concepts, ideas, or plans into new combinations, most of the time. This is what happens when we solve problems, create products, or start businesses. It doesn't create anything entirely new, but reorganizes existing knowledge in creative ways. The second type is creative imagination. This is when new ideas, inspirations, and flashes of genius seem to come from nowhere. Hill describes it as the link between the conscious mind and the infinite intelligence. It is through creative imagination that new concepts, breakthroughs, and innovations are born. This is where million-dollar ideas happen, where the impossible becomes possible. But here is the truth most people never understand. Imagination is like a muscle. It becomes stronger the more you use it, and it becomes weaker if you neglect it. Most people stop using their imagination after childhood. They become trapped in routine thinking, afraid to dream big, afraid to think differently. But every successful person understands that your ability to imagine determines the size of your success. Hill makes it clear. Desire is just the beginning. But without imagination, desire has no way to express itself. It has no form, no plan, no strategy. It is through imagination that we transform the invisible into the visible. Think about any successful entrepreneur, inventor, or leader. What separates them is their ability to see what others cannot see, to imagine solutions, businesses, products, or futures that don't exist yet, and then take action to bring them into reality. Imagination is the starting point of all fortunes. Hill teaches that the most powerful use of imagination comes when it is combined with a definite goal and a burning desire. When you focus your imagination on how to achieve your goal, ideas will start flowing. Solutions will present themselves. Creative plans will emerge. And even seemingly random opportunities will appear in your life. This is not magic. This is the mind working as it is designed to work. But here's the trap most people fall into. They spend their imagination worrying about what could go wrong, imagining failure, problems, rejection, and disappointment. What they don't realize is that this is also it's negative visualization, and the subconscious mind reacts to that as well. When you constantly imagine negative outcomes, you program your mind to create them. Successful people do the opposite. They use their imagination to picture success, to visualize wealth, to design their future in detail. They ask powerful questions like, how can I solve this? How can I serve more people? How can I multiply my income? How can I create more value? When the mind receives these questions, it begins working on the answers. Hill emphasizes that no one builds wealth or success without first building it in the mind. First, it's an idea, then it becomes a plan. Then action makes it real. Without imagination, there is no creation, no innovation, no progress. 2. It's also important to understand that ideas are like seeds. They are delicate at first. If you share them with the wrong people too soon, they can be crushed by doubt, negativity, or criticism. That's why Hill suggests nurturing your ideas, protecting them until you've developed them into concrete plans supported by belief and action. He reminds us that some of the greatest fortunes in history were built from simple ideas. Think about Henry Ford's assembly line. Think about Edison's light bulb. Think about Steve Jobs and the iPhone. These were not miracles. They were products of powerful imagination combined with relentless action. Hill challenges us directly. How often do you deliberately use your imagination? Do you take time every day to visualize your goal, to imagine solutions, to design your ideal life? Because those who do become leaders, creators, innovators, and millionaires. And those who don't become followers of those who do. The formula is simple. Desire plus imagination equals ideas. Ideas plus faith and persistence equals plans. And plans plus massive action equals results. Every fortune, every success, every breakthrough starts right here, inside your mind, with the power of imagination. The workshop where dreams are turned into reality.